Hi everybody! Today I'm going to teach you how to make something delicious using some strawberries. So, strawberries are one of my favorite fruits and they are actually really healthy as well. They are full of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants and fiber. They are also really sweet and delicious. So, what we're going to make today is strawberry oat bars. What you will need for this recipe is 2 cups of freshly cut strawberries. So this is already prepared. Then you're going to need 2 tablespoons of corn flour. So I've already mixed that with 2 tablespoons of warm water. Then you will need a 1/4 cup or 60 ml of either honey or maple syrup. I've already measured it off and I'm using raw honey. And then you're going to need 1 tablespoon of either sugar or a sweetener. So I have used the monk fruit sweetener, and this one is actually equally as sweet as sugar. So usually monk fruit would be almost 100 times sweeter than sugar, but because they've added erythritol, it's just as sweet. So this is going to form our filling. So let me show you what other ingredients you're going to need. You are going to need 2 1/4 cups of quick oats. I've already measured that out. Then you will need 1 egg. So if you want to make this recipe vegan, you can use the egg replacer. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. You're going to need 1 cup of either peanut butter or almond butter. Then another 60 ml or 1/4 cup of either honey or maple syrup. And then you're going to need another 1/4 cup or 60 ml of fruit butter. So this is the one I've used. It's actually a fig flavor. You can use jam or jelly, any fruity kind of butter or jelly would work. And then lastly, you're going to need 1/2 cup of chopped almonds. And then you need a container that is oven proof. So this one is about 5 by 7 inch. You could use a 6 by 6 inch or one that's slightly bigger. You're going to need a little pot and a mixing bowl. So to start, we're going to make the filling. So I'm going to take my little pot and I'm going to add 2 cups of chopped strawberries. They've already been washed, they're ready. Placing them into my pot. Now I'm going to add my tablespoon of monk fruit sweetener or sugar, and then my 1/4 cup of honey. So you place that all in here, and this will be going onto the stove top, and it has to, you can just boil it over, or simmer it rather, over low heat, and then you let it come to a boil. So you want your sugar and your honey to dissolve, and once that's ready, we'll do step 2 where we're going to add the corn flour to thicken the sauce. So let me put that onto the stove top. Okay, so this is now on my stove top in a little red pot. So this needs to just continue simmering over low heat and gradually be brought to a boil. So this will form the filling for the oat bar. So now we will make the crust. So I'm using this mixing bowl, and in here I will now mix my 2 1/4 cup of quick oats. Let me turn this so you can see a little bit more. Now I'm adding also 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So I'm measuring it off on my teaspoon. I love cinnamon, so I made a little bit more than a teaspoon, but that's up to you. Now I'm adding my 1/4 cup of honey. I love raw honey, and it's always better to buy a raw honey than a commercial honey. just because you retain a lot more of the nutritional value. So always be on the lookout for a raw honey or a maple syrup. And then I'm adding my fruit butter or jelly. You can see this is nice and thick, it's so flavorful. So this will go in here. So I'm starting to mix it, and now I'm adding 1 egg. Okay, and now last but not least, I'm adding, so let me just mix this up a little bit. So it's getting a little bit sticky from the honey and the fruit butter. So the last part of this, I'm just going to give a quick stir to that strawberries. I think it's a little bit high heat. Let's see. I just turned down the heat a little bit. We recently got a gas stove, and I must say it is so much faster than electric. So still getting used to that, but I'm loving it so far. So this is an 80 ml cup, and I will now measure 3 of the 80 ml to make up 1 cup. Oops. There we go. So you want it to be even at the top. This is a little bit too much. So this is 180 mils. So a cup is 240 mils. So this is going to be 2. And now the last one. So I love almond butter. It's one of my favorite nut butters, but you can use peanut butter or any nut butter that you prefer. I need to stock up, almost running out. So this is my 1 cup of almond butter. So I need to give it a good mix, make sure it's evenly mixed. Okay. So don't keep mixing it until you are sure that it's evenly distributed, all the ingredients. And this is actually such a great breakfast or a quick snack. The rolled oats or quick oats even are full of fiber, and it's called a soluble fiber. So it's really good to, oats in general is very good to balance your blood sugars. It's a great way of keeping your digestive system healthy. So it's good to try and include oats pretty often. Okay, so once you are satisfied with this, you can just give a quick stir to that strawberries. Let's move to the stove top. So over here, oops, let's turn this. Okay. I've got my strawberries. I'm going to turn it up a little bit, but it has boiled. I see that all my honey and sugar has dissolved. That's what it looks like now. So now I can add my corn flour. So my corn flour is already dissolved in the warm water. So I'm adding it into here. And that will allow my sauce to thicken. I'll keep it on this for a little longer. So it's about on medium heat. You can go a little bit higher. Oh, gas. There you go. Okay. So let's just finish up our crust over here. Let's place the camera over here. So this is what my crust looks like right now. So what you also want to do is to take half a cup, keep a half a cup aside, because that will be used for the topping. So I'm going to just use this cup, and you're keeping this aside with your almonds. So the remaining crust. So also your oven, your container that you're using, you want to make sure that you have sprayed it. I've used the Baker's Joy, and that prevents it from sticking to the bottom of the pan. So I'm putting this in here. Okay, so now we have all our ingredients in. So I'm going to smooth it and flatten it. I'm using a spoon. Let me see if you can see this. Okay, just to give you an idea. To see how to do this. So you want to make sure it's flat and even. So you keep using your spoon to flatten it out. Okay. There we go. So that is ready. Now we can just check on the strawberries again. So this is pretty hard because it's a metal spoon. Let me get a wooden spoon. Okay, so I'm using a wooden spoon. This is pretty hard and this is definitely ready. So as you can see, this is what it looks like now. The corn flour has allowed my sauce to thicken. It's pretty hot, so I'll just let it cool down for a little bit before I put it onto my oats. So now what we can do is to set our oven. So I will be setting this for bake at 350 degrees. So you say start, and now we can just wait for the oven. Actually, it should be on 325 degrees. That's 160 degrees Celsius. So let me quickly change that. Okay. Now we are back here at the crust. So this is what yours should look like. And now what we are going to do is we are going to put the strawberry filling onto this crust, and then the last step would be to put the topping, which is going to be the leftover oat crust together with the almonds. So let me get the strawberries. So I'm going to smooth this out. You can let it cool down for a little bit longer, but I'm going to put it on here so long. So you can see it's nice and thick. I love this red color. It's beautiful. Put my pot down. Okay, so I'm gonna smooth this onto the oats until it's even. Okay, and now my final step before we can bake it is to put our topping on. So over here I've got some of the leftover crust, and I've got almonds, so I'm going to mix them a little bit in here. So it's the oats plus the almonds. Okay, scratching it out, and now I'm just mixing it with each other. So the oats is pretty sticky because of the nut, because of the honey actually. That's what's making it sticky. But you want it to be almost mixed, and now placing it onto my fruit and oat mixture. Break this up a little bit. This will bake really crispy, which will be delicious. Perfect, and now this is ready to be baked. This is what it looks like. I will post a picture of what it looks like after it's been baked, but I'm sure it will be delicious. And this is a really good snack or a breakfast item because we are using oats, which we already said is a really good source of fiber, and it's good to manage your blood sugars. We've also got some fruits from the strawberries. We're adding some almonds, which is actually a protein and a fat, and we have the almond butter, which also provides a protein and a fat. So it's a very balanced snack or a breakfast item. Enjoy! And I don't know if I remembered if I said this, but you need to bake it for about 25 or 30 minutes, or just look until it's brown and crisp, then it's ready to enjoy. Thanks y'all, bye!